with me now. Come with me now. Come with me now. I'll take you now. Come with me now.
What's up, everybody? Extramillion here once again with Totally Sick Dishonored Edition. This time we're running through the High Overseer Campbell mission, level 2. So, it begins on a dark and stormy night with Samuel chattering on about how screwed we are if we get discovered. In this mission, we will not be doing any side quests, so if you actually don't do anything for Granny Rags and you never see her throughout the game, she will not appear in a later level, which makes getting through that level very easy. So obviously we will do our best to avoid her. So now we get dropped off here, and we'll sneak up and grab a guard, and take him out, and deposit him somewhere where the rats can't get to him. Which is pretty much the only thing that you have to worry about in this playthrough, where you can't really dispose of people adequately, is just finding places to put their bodies. Since the rats can't climb, they only operate on the ground, so you can basically put them on top of like a table, and the guard will be fine. So take him out, run up here to the left, jump on top of this dumpster, then climb up on the rest of this miscellaneous stuff, and you'll be over the first wall of light. So now we're on Clavering Boulevard, and we will use the Bottle Street Gang's tunnels back here to get past the second wall of light. This guy, initially, is not hostile towards you, so if he sees you, it's not a big deal. He'll just be like, hey, get out of here. But these three guys that are coming up the stairs, they will attack you if they see you, so they do technically count as enemies. Basically, what I'm waiting for is the guy in the bowler hat on the right to say something along the lines of, forget the Empress, I don't even remember her. And then he'll walk, and he'll stand and turn like that, and then, as long as you hug the wall, neither one of them will be able to see you. And you'll know if they see you, obviously, because they'll come over and attack you. So then we'll just jump up here and hide out on top of this little thing until these guards decide to walk away. If you were doing this mission on High Chaos and you look to the right, there will be a bunch of guards dealing with a huge population of rats, but obviously on Low Chaos they're not there. So now that both of those guards are preoccupied, we can sneak around them, jump over all these boxes, and then we're on to the Holger Square proper. First, we have to rescue Overseer Martin from this douchebag who's torturing him, so we'll sneak up and baseball slide and strangle that guy. It's kind of weird that they didn't give Corvo, you can't see his legs, so either he's sliding and you just can't see his legs, or he's sliding face first, which I think is much funnier to imagine. Take this guy, we'll deposit his body up here so that no rats can get to him. And then we'll climb up on all this junk. Be very careful if you're going to use this route to traverse the fence, because you can fall off, especially at this next part where the fence is all pointy, because you can get pushed off either side. So I wait for a second for that guy to turn around, and then jump down. Then open the door, and I'm looking for that guy on the right. Once I see that I'm behind an obstruction, I can run down here and enter this little pipe. Next up is a wood barricade that you have to get past. I tried to slide through it, which you can do, but for some reason I get hung up on the wall, so I have to hit it with my sword. No big deal. Grab another health potion, and then ascend the chain. This is actually the hardest part of the mission, is trying to do this fast enough so that I can use the guard routes that I've memorized and get inside. Once you're actually up to the High Overseer's office and the scripted events start, then you're pretty much home free with this mission. So we'll wait for that guy to stop and then turn to his right. And then we can sneak basically right in the front door. And then close it. Now what I'm waiting for, when I sit here for just a second, is for this guy to my right in the next room and for the guy in the room that's directly in front of us. They both have to turn away from me, and if you don't time it properly, one of them will see you. So now he's looking away from me, and that guy turns and looks away from me. He will stop at several points up the stairs, so if you don't grab him at the bottom, you can grab him some other times. But once that's done, no one ever comes to find his body, so you can just leave it there. I could just walk through the door, but sneaking in through this top entrance is also acceptable. So as soon as you enter the High Overseer's chamber, the first half of a scripted event starts, and where they will start talking, and then once they stop talking, they will stand there until the next part of the scripted event happens, assuming you're still inside the room.
Did you get caught in the lockdown last night?
So I bang on this wall to get these two guards to stop their scripted talking event, how they talk about how they were trapped in here during one of the lockdowns and how it was really boring. Either one of those guys has the key that you need to get into the interrogation room, which is kind of retarded because even if you have Blink or Agility and you can enter the interrogation room from the other side, you still can't unlock the door, which doesn't make any sense. So we'll go in here, use the interrogation room key and enter here, grab the brand, the Heretics brand, and that book there, you have to read it to give you a clue as to how to perform the Heretics branding ritual. That same book is also in the archives, but since it's right there next to the brand you need anyway, you may as well just read it in there. Now we'll start the second half of the High Overseer Campbell scripted event. You go in here, and then that bell chimes. And then Campbell and Kurnow will enter the room and begin to have their drinks. There are a multitude of ways to deal with this situation, both lethally and non-lethally, and both with and without powers, both in this room and dealing with Campbell in his little bat cave that's downstairs, and depending on whether or not you want to save Kurnow. I did devise one or two ways to do this mission while taking out Campbell and saving Kurnow, but it's a huge pain in the ass, and the only thing you get for actually saving Kurnow is Callista will give you a bone charm, and thank you, and Kurnow appears in the ending, and that's pretty much it. So, unfortunately, we'll have to let him die. So basically, don't do anything with the wine. As you can see, Kurnow's glass was like a pale green color, which means it's poisoned. So we'll basically sit here and be complete dicks and do absolutely nothing while we just watch him die.
I almost wish I'd been there.
Now, after he dies, Campbell will... The scripted event, the way it's supposed to play out, is he'll pretend to freak out and be like, "Oh my god, guards, get in here!" And they'll be like, "Holy shit, someone was murdered in here," and then the whole abbey will be locked down. Now, part of that event still technically happens, even if you take out Campbell, which means that Campbell and Kurnow's guards, the regular City Watch, not the Overseers, will start wandering through the hallways. So if you don't dispose of Campbell fast enough, you'll have a ton of guards, one of which actually walks directly into the interrogation chamber. So there he goes. He's dead. Or, well, he's almost dead. Yeah. Does that final death flop. So now we'll take out Campbell. Which is funny because we took him out right after he said, "God, I love my job." So we won't even bother with the hallways. We'll just walk down on these railings. The reason I ducked right there is because I thought I heard someone. And as long as you're ducking, even if they're looking directly out the window, they still can't see you. So we'll put him in the creepy chair, and then we will brand his face. Which is kind of funny, because if you choose to go this route, Campbell actually appears as a Weeper in a later level. So as you can see, there are now a bunch of guards in this hallway, and one of them will actually walk right into the interrogation room and see Campbell. Including that guy. I kind of have to wonder how Campbell couldn't somehow explain himself out of this situation. Like, yeah, I was having a meeting with Kurnow, and then all of a sudden, he ends up dead, and I end up locked in a chair, and my face is branded. But no one knows how it happened or who did it. Like, I might be willing to give Campbell the benefit of the doubt and say that, you know, Corvo did it, since he obviously escaped from prison and would hate you for it. For putting him in there in the first place. But I guess not. So just make sure that guard doesn't see you, drop off the edge, and heal yourself. And then after that, you're basically home free. This is the backyard part. The only thing that you have to do here is take out this guy at the top of the stairs, because he will see you. These two overseers are accusing that other overseer, his sister, of being a witch. And you can actually, if you help him save her, then he gives you the combination to a safe that's in this area. Now it's a fair fight, since it's just one-on-one, but he dies anyway, which is kind of funny. So we'll jump up here, and run along these little pipes. As you can see down there, he's dead, and now the overseer is going after his sister. So we'll go up here, jump over that edge, then crouch so we land on that and don't make any noise. Do the same thing. There is a guard below you who has a key to this door over here, but since we're above it, we don't really need to use that. Also, since you're doing this level on low chaos, there will be no guards on these rooftops. Normally there's a guard on this rooftop and the one that's that we're going to jump onto next. So we're almost home free. Wait for this guy to turn around, and then you're basically done. And you can go meet Samuel by the boat. And climb down this really, really long chain. Which I am apparently climbing down face first. But now we'll just go talk to Samuel and we'll go back to the Hound Pits pub, and that's pretty much it. We'll just get our mission over screen, but I will see you guys next time.
You ready to go? Okay, let's go.